Hi everyone, I want to welcome you to Module 5, and this is your last module, so congratulations, you've made it this far. The last module is looking at how you process and open code your set of field notes. In doing that, you will also develop a memo. Now, this is the data analysis part of field noting. And what's really interesting about this process is that often you're analyzing your field notes as you're collecting them. And so even though this is a formal memo that you will produce, you may have already engaged in this type of analysis, and you've been observing maybe certain themes that are running through your field site. There are certain areas I want you to pay close attention to when you're looking at this book, and one of them is on page 177. And on the bottom page of the page, it says, "We have found the following sorts of questions useful in beginning to examine specific field notes." And there are certain questions that are asked. For example, what are people doing? What are they trying to accomplish at that site? How exactly do they do this? And then at the bottom, there is this really broader question that says, what is the broader import or significance of this incident or event? What is it a case of? And so when you're asking yourself these questions, when you're examining your field notes, you're looking for these themes that are crossing across your field notes. Now, I also want you to pay attention to, when you look at developing codes, and on page 184, on the bottom paragraph, it says, "Coding is indeed uncertain, since it is a matter not simply of discovering what is in the data, but more creatively of linking up specific events and observations into more general analytic categories and issues." And so what I want you to keep in mind is that it is about discovering certain themes in the data, but I want you to keep that even general when you're developing certain codes, not only for this particular class, but in your future research. Is that what's great about qualitative research is that keeping things general and more open-ended allows for more flexibility in looking at your data. And often researchers go back to the same data and interpret it and analyze it from a different lens. Now on page 185, it talks about writing code memos. And what you're going to do for this module is you're going to develop a memo, which will be then uploaded into the Module 5 discussion board. And this memo is basically a more deeper analysis of your set of field notes. Now, some of you may have observed at a couple of sites, so you would just have to choose one of those sites to develop this more analytic memo. Now, at the end of the chapter on page 197, it's about creating theory from field notes. This is kind of just to wrap up the module on memoing, but I also want you just to keep in mind that this is a really critical chapter in this field noting experience, because now you begin to really formally analyze the field notes you have collected. This class is again a way to get your feet wet into field noting, and I really hope that this class opened your eyes to a different type of data collection that is probably not done so much in your doctoral program. In my experience teaching in this program, students have mainly conducted surveys, they have interviewed, and done more quantitative type of work, I encourage you to think about field noting and conducting these more formal observations when you are at that stage of data collection. I am a resource here in the School of Ed in terms of your research, and if you have any questions after this module, please, I encourage you to email me. I'm going to do another video to kind of wrap up the course once Module 5 is completed, and I will send it all to you. Please, for this module, you're going to read the chapter, and then you are going to upload your last assignment, which is to upload an analytic memo. Thank you.